Okay. Hello there. My name is JT and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to talk about fear. Fear and how it relates to language learning. In your case, the English language. In my case, the Spanish language mostly. I have been a student of Spanish for many years. I started, I guess, when I was around 25 years old. I took community classes at night. I got books. I did a lot of exercises, verb conjugations. I tried to read Spanish as much as I could. I watched a lot of television shows in Spanish. Listened to a lot of music in Spanish. And I just did whatever I could. But one thing I didn't do much of outside of the classroom is speak Spanish. Actually, speak Spanish and have a conversation with someone who speaks Spanish. I didn't do that. And there are Spanish speakers around here, quite a number of Spanish speakers. But I don't want to go up to them and just start speaking Spanish because they know English. Why would they want to listen to me, this gringo trying to speak Spanish? So that went on for several years. Eventually, I decided I'm gonna go to Mexico. Now I have been to border towns across the border and across the Rio Grande, in in Mexico, the border towns. There's Matamoros. There's Ciudad Juarez, Nuevo Laredo. I can't remember them all. Anyway, but I've only been there, and I would just go down there. I'd buy some souvenirs or whatnot, and I'd just go back home. And I didn't speak Spanish, but this time I got on a plane and I went to Mexico City. Mexico City, the biggest city in North America. And it was kind of, I was a little nervous because I had never spoken too much Spanish before. I had never spoken Spanish before in an actual situation. And I got there and I got off the plane. I went through customs. I got my bags and I went out to get a taxi. So I get in the taxi and I say, hello there in Spanish. And I ask him a couple of questions and he answers me back. He understood me. And that was a really cool feeling. It's the first time that's the first time I've ever actually had a conversation in a language that wasn't English. That's cool. I was kind of proud of myself. But I was afraid. I was not really afraid, but I was nervous a little bit. And so that was really a cool feeling. I said, wow, this actually works, this Spanish stuff. That's cool. So what I want to say is you just got to do it when you're trying something new. You got to just ignore all that the fear and do it. People say that all the time, but you got to. I got some phrases. You got to take the bull by the horns. You got to bite the bullet. You got to take the plunge. You got to jump in with both feet. You got to man up. You got to stare down the enemy and tell him to take a hike. Ignore all the negative talk and just do it. And with that in mind, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing right now. I am 63 years old. Don't tell anybody. I am not an extroverted person. I'm not good at talking extemporaneously. The words they get confused. They get up here and I stammer. I stutter. No, I was going to say this, but what was I going to say? It's difficult for me, but I'm just doing it. 63 years old. And you need to like and subscribe. I'm doing this. So. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to read a poem by Pablo Neruda, one of my favorite poets from Chile. And it is all about fear. In fact, it's entitled Fear. And I'm going to read it in Spanish because I'm going to take the bull by the horns and just do it. And then I'll read it in English. Pero antes, les ruego a mis amigos hispanoparlantes que no se burlen de mi pobre español, por favor. Ok, vamos. El miedo. Todos me impiden que dé saltos, que tonifique, que futbole, que corra, que nade y que vuele. Muy bien. Todos me aconsejan reposo, todos me destinan doctores mirándome de cierta manera. ¿Qué pasa? Todos me aconsejan que viaje, que entre y que salga, que no viaje, que me muera y que no me muera. No importa. Todos ven las dificultades de mis vísceras sorprendidas por terribles retratos. No estoy de acuerdo. Todos pican mi poesía con invencibles tenedores buscando sin duda una mosca. Tengo miedo. Tengo miedo de todo el mundo, del agua fría, de la muerte. Soy como todos los mortales, inaplazable. Por eso, en estos cortos días no voy a tomarlos en cuenta. Voy a abrirme y voy a encerrarme con mi más pérfido enemigo, Pablo Neruda. And now, for the English language translation by Mr. Alistair Reed. He's got to be a limey with a name like Alistair, huh? I'm just kidding. Anyway, here we go. Fear. Everyone is after me to exercise, get in shape, play football, rush about, even go swimming and flying. Fair enough. Everyone is after me to take it easy. They all make doctor's appointments for me, eyeing me in that quizzical way. What is it? Everyone is after me to take a trip, to come in, to leave, not to travel, to die, and alternatively, not to die. It doesn't matter. Everyone is spotting oddnesses in my innards, suddenly shocked by radio awful diagrams. I don't agree with them. Everyone is picking at my poetry with their relentless knives and forks, trying no doubt to find a fly. I am afraid. I am afraid of the whole world, afraid of cold water, afraid of death. I am as all mortals are, unable to be patient. And so, in these brief passing days, I shall put them out of my mind. I shall open up and imprison myself with my most treacherous enemy, Pablo Neruda. You know, this brings up another topic I have that I want to talk about. I know English is like the main language of everything, right? Everybody, there's more people that know English as a second language than there are native speakers of English. And there's a lot of native speakers of English. But most of the conversations every day are between two people who are not native English speakers. And that makes it difficult for native English speakers to learn other languages. And one of the most frustrating things is when we are in a foreign country that is not an English speaking country, and we want to learn a new language, y'all don't let us. I travel down in Latin America quite a bit. I know I look very gringo. Nobody's going to expect me to speak Spanish. They don't. They assume that I have no ability to speak Spanish. So they just come up to me and start talking in English. Why is that? You don't make that assumption. I don't go up to Hispanic people in the United States and then start talking Spanish. That's not right. It's kind of why are you trying to do that? Don't do that. And then if you go into a store, I'm going into a store, and I was in Panama. I go to the store and I want to, disculpe, señorita, ¿cuánto es esta cosita allá? Or something like that. And she says, $3. $3, sir. And my heart just sinks. Why do you have to do that? Please don't do that. Okay, that's my rant. Well, what else? Like and subscribe, please. I promise I'm going to get better at this. I know I suck. This is new for me. I'm taking that bull by the horns and I'm just doing it. And also got to learn how to edit. What am I going to do? I'm too old to learn a new thing. Help. Bye bye.